Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am at PUG Boxing Gym in Finchley and I'm going to be interviewing professional female boxer Tysie Gallagher. I can't wait to talk to Tysie. She is taking over the scene at the moment. She's just had her pro debut and she's got her fight next week. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk to her. We're going to be talking about what it's like to be a pro boxer, the challenges, the sacrifices, all sorts of stuff. But let's go into the gym first. It's my mate. Joking. The gym. So sometimes I train here with someone called Rick, but I'm telling you, the stuff that I do is nothing like what you're about to see Tysie do. Absolutely nowhere near on the same level, trust me. But I want to introduce you to my friend here that humbles me every time I come here. It's really hard to get the time in. It's like, oh, it's actually not going too bad today. But normally I can't catch a break with this, right. And then, okay. Anyway, enough of that because that's not really showing off my skills. So let's go. Tysie is a 23-year-old professional boxer from Luton. She won her first pro fight on October the 30th. Now, as well as being a full-time athlete, Tysie is also a full-time mum to her beautiful little girl, Macy May. People like, I want to talk to people like you, that someone's going to listen to you and be like, because you never know who's watching that. Someone could hear you and it could get them out of bed that day.
Yeah. If it can impact anyone else's life, then why not? Like,
literally. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. What are we saying, Leo? Is this all good?
Yeah, you're recording.
Oh,
recording.
There's probably so much stuff there already. I didn't realise that you were a mum as well until I saw the pictures, and that just literally blew my mind because I was like, how do you do it? You're 23, you've got Macy May, you're a pro boxer now, so you're training. I don't know how many hours a day do you train?
Yeah, like every day, twice a day, really.
Every day, twice a day.
Earlier on in the year, I had a cleaning job as well, so I was like doing that in between, but it got too much.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But how do you feel like it's impacted you having a child and trying to be in like the pro ranks?
At the beginning, it was massive because I thought like that was it. It was an end. Like mum was saying to me, "You're not going to box now. You're a mum."
Yeah.
Da, da, da. And I was like, "No, like boxing's my life. Like I'm definitely going to box." So I lost a couple of fights on the trot. This was in the amateurs, and like I was like, "Oh my god!" Like fights I shouldn't have been losing. And I was like, oh,
"What's happening?"
For a good few months, I was like down in the dumps. Didn't go to the gym. Didn't do nothing. I was like, so then I sat back and thought, oh. Maybe I'm not going to box and whatnot, and I just couldn't really come to terms with it at all. And then we hit into lockdown. Then obviously I started doing some like mind work, like podcasts for mental health or everything like that. Started to listen to podcasts and come down here, and I was like, I got that fire back in my belly.
Gave you a drive.
No matter what I do, I'll never give up, and I've got to give it my best shot for my little girl. Even though it's hard and stuff, I'd much rather this life where like I'm actually pushing every single day to do better, become better for myself, for her, and try and make something in the boxing world, you know?
So what first got you into boxing? I know your mum took you down to a boxing gym, right, when you were 11?
Yeah, but I was a wild child. Like I was like one of them. I got diagnosed with ADHD at about 11 as well. Okay. So I was like that hyper, crazy, naughty kid, really.
Found it hard to like focus?
Oh, so hard to focus. Like the only time I would focus was I used to play football, and and obviously when I started boxing, that's why my mum kept me there. Like, you know, if I was in trouble at school and like your parents would ground you, you wouldn't be allowed to go to football or boxing. But see, my mum, she would never take boxing away or football because it was the only time I would actually, I had to be in the gym.
That was your like release.
That was it, yeah. So if I didn't, I'd be worse at school the next day if I didn't go boxing. And like it was sort of like that. Yeah, so
when did you actually start fighting as an amateur? Like,
so I started fighting pretty soon after. I was about 12 on my first. Oh
my god, that seems 12. So young in my head.
I was so little. I found a photo from my first amateur fight last week. And I was like, it's a funny photo to be fair. But
were you scared?
Like, I just loved all of that stuff. I just loved it.
Like give me more.
Yeah, and my style of boxing back, I didn't even box. I was just met in the middle of the ring. I just threw as many punches as I could. Like it was
fearless.
Yeah. So I've been doing it since I was competing since I was about 12. To be fair. Yeah. What I loved about it was, say we'd all go sparring. So we'd go to another gym and we'd all go sparring, and they would like, there's a few coaches, they'd be looking like. But I'd have to get in with the boys. I always sparred the boys, so I'd get in with the boys and like I'd do all right. I'd do really well.
Yeah.
And then I look and like their faces just like
shocked.
Yeah, like eat that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I loved about it.
Yeah. There's a lot more going on with female boxing now.
Yeah. It's a lot more accepting.
A lot more accessible. Like, you know, we were saying earlier, it's televised a lot more. I mean, there's so much talent out there.
Yeah.
I know that you've sparred with some of the best out there.
So I've over the years, I've literally sparred. So like, I've had wicked sparring. That's what I love though. Like, I learn a lot from it. This year I've sparred Lauren Parker, Ellie Scottney.
Yeah.
Shannon Courtney.
Amazing.
Who else have we been sparring?
They're big names, like.
Yeah, big names.
So when you think, like, you've been in the ring with girls, you know, going up the ranks, and so I guess the only difference is it's going to be televised now.
Yeah, just under the big light. Someone asked me the other day, like, how you find the pressure of like fighting on TV and stuff, but I'm like, well, I don't even think about that. That's the last thing on my mind, fighting on TV. It's a bonus, don't get me wrong, and I'm really happy to be going and fighting on TV, but I'm not even I'm thinking about like the job in hand and exactly everything we've been working on. So as long as I do that in the ring,
no regrets.
Yeah, like
you're doing what you can.
I can't do any more than that. So.
And I always tell my clients, my personal training clients, that discipline is going to get you further than motivation. Because, you know, like when motivation fails and you can't be bothered to get out of bed, it's discipline that's going to make you get out of bed and go there. But with professional sports, it's like a whole nother level. And obviously you're human, you have mornings, I'm sure, but maybe not, that you wake up and you just think, oh my God, I just need to rest. How do you get yourself there? Like, is it just the discipline? Like, what do you do on those days?
Just have no choice. You've got to wake up sometimes and you've got to go for a run and it's like cold outside and it's like, but you have to do it. Like, if you don't, it's just going to show in the ring. And in the gym. There's days where you're like,
leave it out. Let me stay in bed.
But yeah, you just got to get it done. And once you do it, you feel like, I'm glad I've done that now.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Feel good. So.
What is the Boxing Saves Lives campaign that you're doing at the moment?
So Luton's a small place, but there is some bad reputation about it for like gangs and like everywhere, like postcode wars, gangs and whatnot. And it's all the young kids like they're getting younger and younger, like knife crime, everything like that. So we want to put. Everyone wants to put a stop to it, and I believe, coming from a boxing gym all my life, the best thing to do is get them kids into a gym from early, get them into a gym and show them a new way of life. Like, you either go down that path or that path, and if you step into the gym, that just opens a whole new like mindset and everything, and like discipline, respect, everything, and we're in a lot of, we've got into the curriculum of a lot of schools now, so like we're every week with
you're
their
in
boxing,
there,
like we're their PE
got your
lessons.
own slot,
so at first you meet them and some of them have got attitude, like the teenagers have got attitude and this, that, the other. When they're leaving, they're like, see you later, miss, and they're walking out with a spring in their step, they're loving it, and when you see that, you're like, this is great. And then
I think that's like what I feel about like fitness, gyms, sports, old or young, you know, whoever you are, like it can really save you from tough times.
Definitely.
And not because of what it does for you physically. Like, you get in shape as a side effect of it, and that's great as well, obviously. But it's more what it does for you mentally, and it literally saves people from depression, anxiety, behaviour disorders, like all sorts of things. Like
100%.
Even if it's nothing that on that massive scale, it can just be like, you know, you're just in a bad way, and it gets you up, it gets you out. And
definitely. And like with teenagers and the kids, like if I didn't spend every night in a boxing gym after school, I literally was there Monday to Friday every night after school, I would have been out like not necessarily causing trouble, but like
just on the streets,
mayhem and just being on the streets. And why let that happen when you can bring them and they'll be influenced by like good people, and like it's not just about getting in and fighting. That's another thing that we really implement. Like, it's not about fighting. Actually, none of it, like a very small percentage of it is about fighting.
That's our thing, isn't it? People think, oh, like, well, you're going boxing, like that's a bit violent, isn't it? And it's like, no, like you said, that's a tiny piece of it. That is the action, but you're not going in there because you're aggressive. It's an art, it's a skill, and that, like you said, everything that's behind it. And then the end result is, you're getting in a ring and you're fighting. The people that don't want to fight necessarily, that don't want to be like a professional boxer. Okay, someone like me, I love coming to my boxing session with Rick, and I love learning the skills, the footwork, the fitness. I love the mental aspect. Like, you can also, you know, what I'm trying to say is you can enjoy boxing
and not have to fight.
Yeah, like, definitely. You can go join a boxing class. You can hire a PT that specialises in pad work, come to a boxing gym, find one. You don't have to get into boxing to get into a fight.
No.
Yes. I've got some quick fire questions for you. Who is the fighter that inspires you the most?
Inspires me, okay. Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. I bet you get that all the time.
Always. I've got people that just call me Tyson now. I just get on with it. Tyson Fury. Like, no matter what, he come up from the dirt and he got back to it, and that's nothing more inspiring than that.
100%. Cool. What is one piece of advice for anyone who's looking to get into professional boxing?
Work your arse off.
She said it.
Basically.
Best thing about boxing?
How it makes you feel. Yeah, definitely.
Wicked. What is the worst thing about boxing?
The worst thing about boxing is making weight.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we? And what calories are you on at the moment? Do you?
Oh, I don't calorie count. No, I'm on, like, I've got meal preps and stuff.
So it's all done for you by your, like, you work with a nutritionist, to get you down to that weight.
Yeah.
Now Tysie's got to make, what was it, 55 kilograms?
55 kilos.
Where are you sitting at the moment?
No, I'm 50. No, I'm 57 kilos.
Okay, now. So you're close.
So close.
And you've got your fight next week?
Yeah.
The big question, will you be world champion?
100% I'll be a world champion.
Yes!
I want to see this again in a few years when I'm a world champion.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to sit down one day, we're going to be like, oh my God, do you remember that interview we did upstairs in the changing room? And then you're going to be sitting next to Tyson Fury saying, said some nice things about you.
Speaking it into existence.
Yeah, literally. I feel like you have to do that though. Like
100%. In boxing especially. I already imagine that belt going around my waist.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%. So.
Oh, that just gives me shivers. Like, just to think, it must be, even when you won your first pro fight in October, like, that just must have been electric.
Oh my God.
Can you explain like what it felt like when they announced you were the winner?
I was just, do you know what? It's such a relief. Like, this is what I worked for. This is what I worked so hard for. And like, even though it's just my debut, it's just a fight. Like, it's not a title, but to me, every win feels like a world title. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, it's just amazing.
Do you have like, what, 600 people?
Yeah, between me and Frankie, because Frankie Story, he boxes from Luton as well. He boxes here. And we brought a massive army over. So it was unreal. Like, honestly, I remember thinking that night, like, I'm made for this, that I'm born to do this. So that's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
I'm buzzing for your journey. Like, just hearing you talk about it, you can see how passionate you are. Tysie is actually going to be training at 11 o'clock. Tell everyone what you're about to do with...
I'm going to spar Rick for the first time.
Rick, I cannot wait to see this. We're gonna get some bits of that for sure.
Rick wants to smoke.
Yeah, Rick wants to smoke. He gives you the big ones, so we're gonna see, what he's all about, and we're definitely gonna see what Tysie's all about. Well, thank you for talking.
No, thank you for having me on. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna follow your journey, and we're gonna be watching that fight next week. Yeah. And let's go have a look at what's going on downstairs. Yeah, wicked.
Would you do a white collar? I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I can hit someone. What?
You can be really friendly with people outside, but when you're in the ring like that, that's what I mean.
How does it make you feel watching the fight?
Mad though, like, it's mad that she's in the ring with Rick.
Does she train with Rick then?
She doesn't train with Rick.
No.
Tiny trainer. They needed someone to spar with her today,
So Rick is.
so Rick.
Keep your eye on the prize.
That was so fun. Oh my god, wasn't she amazing? Like, so nice to talk to, so honest about everything. And obviously you saw how hard she works. Like, watching her in the ring sparring, that was insane. Power in her punch. But yeah, listen, we all know that athletes work hard, but actually talking to someone about their story and balancing life with normal life just shows you what they actually have to do. But also it just shows you, like she said, anyone can get into sport and you don't have to be aiming to be a professional athlete. Like, think about all the other things that you do sport for and fitness for, and that's what I always say to my clients. Like, think about what it's doing for your mind and the aesthetic results will follow. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Yeah.